Welcome back to the channel. So it didn't take us long to get that last bit of rendering done on that kitchen wall, and before we move on into the bathroom sorting out that vanity unit, we're going to spend a few hours every morning or evening getting on top of the weeds. Now it's going to be a lot easier. We've caught up with ourselves. After we cut the grass with the lawnmower on our side, we actually managed to get it through into the growing patch of the next door's plot and cut down a lot of the weeds. So I'll just show you, give you a little bit of a garden tour now. It's looking a little bit clearer. It does still look pretty overgrown, but the corners are noticeable cleared area. And we've got 28, I believe, on here. So you can see there's still quite a few patches left to take control of. We've got some pumpkins, clearing a little bit around the pumpkins, doing super good. We did manage to cut the rest of the grass, but because we left the stones around the strawberries, it might have been a mistake because I wasn't able to get very close to it on the lawnmower. It kind of blocked all the path. But we managed to get to the raspberries and just tie the grapes up for now. That's another pumpkin there, doing super well. Cherry tomatoes, really impressive. Come down here for size. I mean, they're about just over a foot tall. Some of them are even 2 foot tall. So you can imagine now, just getting on top of it and keeping control of it is going to be a lot easier. These tomatoes are doing super well as well. And we've even got these guys are growing pretty big. And look at the thickness of that stalk. It's absolutely amazing. So we're going to try and tackle some of these other beds here. There are some dill planted and things like that. We have managed to find some buried, but whether or not they survive the things getting poured out next to them is another question. So stay tuned. We're going to spend a few hours now as the sun's going down, catching up on a few weeds.
What you found?
The onions are looking super good now that we can actually expose them a little bit. And I'm just using some normal scissors to cut the bindweed off the bottom, and then you can pull it off without ripping the plant out with it. But yeah, super happy with the size of them so far, and they're only just starting to fold over, which means they're not even that ready yet.
You might find some dill over that side somewhere.
Have been.
Have you?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was so huge. Ow! How about this one? If we want to be able to use the ground.
What would we put in its place if we just hoe it?
I've got some herbs that could go in. I think. I don't know.
Do you want to do rock, paper, scissors, and if we hoe it or weed it?
Well, what are the benefits of hoeing?
Just decimate everything, yeah.
But if we hoe it, will it be messy? Will we be able to plant straight into it or not? Okay, hoe it, because we don't need to plant straight into it.
All right. Get off.
Oh, hello, Mr. Snail. You're a big guy. Don't see it.
No, leave him on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All the bindweed.
Bindweed.
Can't tear it out. Oh yes, that was a good one. Whoa, there's some nice looking onions in here. Oh, and they smell good. There's a lot of spike, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's the size of a freaking onion.
Pretty good so far. We hold the 2 patches here. Like I say, found some dill. And for the last hour we've been focusing on the onions.
You gotta come check these ones out. They're incredible. I can't believe the size of them. Look.
Put your hand next to it for scale. Oh yeah.
They're starting to flop over, but they haven't gone brown yet. And this one, look. You see that?
Yeah, they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah. So we've had a few go to seed, which is okay because we're going to keep the seeds and reuse them. For some reason, more of the
Red
ones
ones.
go to seed.
Ah, I got a thistle in me crock. Ah!
Huh?
Wait.
Take your toe out.
I can't, it's on my toe. As we were saying, PPE in the garden is very important. So, yeah, the red ones, we don't know why, but most of them went to seed more than the white.
Very early on.
Yeah.
Which is fine because we've been eating them as spring onions. You can't even tell where the onions are in this patch. So this will be next.
Yeah.
So this is the comparison. This is what they used to look like compared to that. Look at that. It's not 100%, but it's way better than it was.
Gives them space to breathe on their last stretch to being ripe or whatever you call it, being ready.
Yeah, really, really impressed with that. Yeah, so probably the onions would be next on the agenda, the red onions.
And hold that.
And this little patch. And at some point, we're going to have to dive into here and try and find some baby leeks.
Yeah. It's like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, quite literally. So there's 3 main plots really. There's this patch also that needs taking care of, and we've been leaving it because I did plant some pretty calendulas flowers in here, and I think I told Mark maybe about 100 times not to hoe it, which he did. So we can hoe the back side, but we need to hand pick all these weeds out the front because they are in here. There's one right here. They're just buried currently.
Yeah.
So I guess that's 4 patches.
4 patches on the agenda, so stay tuned and we'll see how far we get.
Yep. How's it going?
I think pretty good. Success rate is near nil, but we think we've found a few. So if you come in close down here, I think this is one, potentially.
Yep.
So I reckon...
Oh, yeah. There's some more back there.
Yeah, so you just got to be careful. Grab them by the root, near the root.
But you've done this so far and come across none.
Yeah, well, they look very similar to grass, don't they? That's why this guy got left, but that is obviously not a leek.
No, I don't think so.
Too late, pulled it out. So yeah, I'm just kind of doing it.
Oh, there's a few in there. Don't, just be careful. They're leeks. They're definitely leeks.
Yeah,
So as long as I'm careful, that's definitely grass, but there are leeks in there.
Yeah.
No one's running there.
Yep.
So you just gotta get the weeds out by the bottom, and they come out nice and neat.
So I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this is what we've been looking for. So I think the success rate is much lower, purely because we've probably ripped like 90% of them out, haven't we?
Yeah, but there are some noticeable ones.
Yeah. Hopefully giving them enough light, they'll be able to replenish themselves.
And the mulch path is a bit high.
Yeah, look at all them sides that need doing as well at some point.